Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for FENIX360, and I'm blessed to be joined today by the recording artist, singer, producer, Jess Getter. Hi, Jess. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great, and very happy to be with you today and looking forward to learning about your journey as an artist. But what I'd like to do first, if we can, is I'd love to tune into your YouTube channel, Jess, and share with our audience your track, Sweetly Profane Part 2. Is that cool?
Sounds great.
All right, great. Then let's tune in now to Jess Getter and Sweetly Profane Part 2.
Tell me it's a force that I can't control, but silently I am your voice behind your soul, making up a slew of logical beliefs until I fuck you stupid in between the sheets.
Beautiful, Jess. Great to hear and great to share with our people. Thank you. And I was wondering
Thank
if you
you.
would tell
Thank
us,
you
where are you
so
from
much.
and how did your journey as a musical artist begin?
So I grew up in Los Angeles, California, in the San Fernando Valley, and both of my parents are professional musicians as well. So I was really just immersed in that growing up and just not only like the culture and like reality of making it as a professional musician, but also like just the support as well. Like, at no point were my parents like, you want to do what? Like, they were just
Right.
always with it. My dad is a professional bassist. He did a lot of performance and session work back in the day from like 70s through like 90s, and he still does stuff to this day.
Cool.
My mom is a professional singer.
Mhm.
She's she's in the Los Angeles Master Chorale, and she's a voice teacher, and also my whole life has been singing in churches as an alto section leader.
Wow.
Excuse me. So yeah, I've always had music surrounding me and always been encouraged to do music. And from a young age, I was always playing like different instruments here and there, but nothing really stuck till I was like 11 and I started playing music in the school band. And I started with flute and really took a liking to that. And then the next year, I joined the jazz band as well, and I started playing bass. And so that really gave me a background in two very different kinds of music. So like, like classical band music on flute and then jazz on bass. So
Yes.
two very different instruments, very different kinds of music, and it just gave me a really broad range. And I also discovered like jazz is really cool.
Right.
And as the years went on, like I kind of just picked up more instruments. I picked up guitar when I was a teenager so I could write. And when I was in college, I started learning piano and I got a synthesizer, so I learned synthesizer as well. And that's that's where a lot of my music out is like synth based. It started with like a synth loop and kind of went from there.
Wow. That's incredible, Jess. Actually, you're lucky
Thanks.
that that legacy that you have, you know what I mean, with your parents being these musical artists as well, and their influence, just, like parents in any respect would be an influence on their kid, but for their professions to actually blend into the invitation for you in a way to be involved in music and to be supported in that way is cool. And then for you to have it, within you to be able to be a multidisciplinary artist and play multiple instruments and understand music theory and have studied it, and it's really tremendous. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. And listen, let me ask you this question: how about other artists outside of your parents' influence? Were there other artists that you love to watch or have helped influence your work now?
Well, I always loved the Beatles as a kid.
Uh-huh.
My dad's a little older than like most dads of people my age, so he actually grew up when like they were around, and he was just, a total Beatles head. He still is. He's been
Sure.
watching that like Get Back documentary. It's like 9
Uh-huh.
hours of
Great one,
footage of them
right?
just rehearsing.
Yeah.
Um, so the Beatles, especially lyrically, I think are just so like they have such a huge body of work. It's really good to
Mhm.
study.
No question.
And it's pop music, but if you look at like their chords and what they use, a lot of it's very jazzy. And I think that's really cool with songwriting. Also Daft Punk, I really
Mhm.
respect, and I got into it at a pretty young age. Just their like creativity and their production values like really really blows me away. Like whether it's like their more like old school stuff from the early 2000s or like their last studio album, um, just that like range of creativity and just really high skill and production value, I find really just influential. And a lot of like right now, I listen to a lot of like I guess like underground rap and hip hop. I listen to an artist called Open Mike Eagle a lot because he's a rapper, and I think the production and beats are really creative, and also his lyricism is just highly intelligent and just
Uh-huh.
really. I think that like the best I can describe it is like it's almost like English major like bars. Because I think he used to be a teacher, and I just find like smart lyricism really really important to me. Like I
It
think
would
some
make sense.
people.
Yeah, it would make sense to me that as a refined artist like yourself and a producer, that you can actually consider these compositions in a much more dynamic way when they're sophisticated and when they have, this integrity. So that's cool, Jess, that you've picked up the kind of skill to be able to identify when something is special and complicated and unique. And so I appreciate that too. So what are you working on now, Jess? What do you got coming up?
So at the moment, I I have a lot like in the cooking phase.
Huh?
I have a collection of songs together that um I'm looking to record soon. That's like I have a lot of songs that I wrote on guitar like years ago when I was a teenager that I'm finally ready to record with drums and like add bass and just really flesh out.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me. And it's a really different sound than my last couple of releases because my last two releases have been like primarily electronic and beat based. So this next release is going to be a definite change of pace, change of sound, very like bluesy guitar, like slower rock and like lyric focused, guitar focused.
Cool.
And yeah, and in the meantime too, I'm looking to re-record my first EP with my current friend and roommate who recorded, mixed and mastered my last EP,
Mhm.
and mix and master the last one and re-release them as like a double release.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to look forward to that. You know what I mean? And I'm sure that you're going to keep us all abreast on your social media channels that you can
Yeah,
find below our
absolutely.
interview today. And we're also going to be looking forward to you coming up on Phoenix 360. So I want everyone to do that. Tune into Just Getter's social media channels. You find them below our interview and look for her coming up on Phoenix 360. And Jess, thank you so much for being with me today. I so
Thank
appreciate
you
you.
for
And
having me.
yeah, and looking forward to all your progress. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. You take good care.
All right, take care. Thanks so much.
You bet.
Mastron of the treble on the hi-hat. I'm the master of been there, done that. Paris made, LA raised, the streets I run have done me strange. shit I've gone through affects me just a little, but I've been writing rhymes ever since I was a kid, as long as I can recall. Since I've haunted these halls, I've been balls to the wall ever since I was small. Look up, cause you're talking to me now. Beats beyond belief from the ether of know-how. Ask me what I mean, but it's already gone, man. Poetry doesn't exist on a time span. At times I'll admit I can be a little jaded. Honestly, man, I was probably just faded. The truth is I don't stop till I've had enough. I don't soften my grip and I only play rough. Thank you.